Guys, welcome to this absolutely amazing garden local to us where we manufacture, so you can actually see what it all looks like at night. And we're here to try and solve some issues. Let's see how it goes. I've done it. Classic. There we go. Really. And it always the way when you go and do something silly like that. Completely open, which might explain why some things in this garden aren't working, but we'll see and find out about that later. So I'm here in the garden at the moment and we're trying to work out why this zone isn't actually working at the minute. As you can see, there's no lights on here, but there are plenty of lights on back there. 3. What do you think, TK? Okay, so we've got a joint box there as well. Right, these aren't on, but I think these ones come on a different circuit. I think just those two, that'll keep us going. It's not exactly the most ideal kit bag, is it? Okay, joint box. Joint box. Do you see a box? Where is it? It just keeps going. Let's just make sure that I'm not... Poor Max is going to be really annoyed with me tomorrow when I show him his screwdriver. Okay. We'll start here. Although to me this looks like it's end of line. I don't know about anyone else, but I sometimes find that they just don't want to open. Like, you line up the numbers, but if you don't get it exactly perfect, it's like, nah, I'm not going to open for you. Ain't going to happen. Okay, well, at least it's dry. Nice and dry. Okay, so there's our joint at the moment. I mean, what we can do is we can test to see if we've got any voltage coming through to there. Let's get the voltage tester out. And at the minute, there's absolutely nothing. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It might be that we've got a break in the cable. It might mean that there's a driver not working further down. Or it might be just, you know, a fit-in stopping the whole thing. And the thing is, because I don't know the wiring, it's hard to know exactly what the issue is. So this one's tricky. And this is the thing, is when you come back on someone else's install, it's quite difficult sometimes. It's nice that the box is above ground, so at least I can get to it. But I need to find the other boxes. I need to find where this all goes. Should we go and have a little explore, TK? I'll just show you, and we can have a little wander around and see what's what. Okay, so I'll give you a little tour, just why it's light. There's basically a strap mount tree light just up there, which we'll see later, and you'll see actually, even though it's so tiny on the tree, it actually creates a really beautiful effect when this is actually dark enough. It should be on a strap, it's been screwed in, but obviously the tree is so big, I guess, you know, trying to find a rubber strap that was the right size is tricky. We've got 3 wall lights up there. I've seen one now. There's one wall light not working. So Michelle was right. There is one over there that isn't functioning. Let's go and have a look. Interesting. Why has that happened? Someone's taken these fittings apart. Why is someone's taken these fittings apart and removed the little piece of plastic. Why'd they do that? Okay. So the old version of these basically had like a separating plastic in between, stopping the reflector contacting the pins. In the new version, we basically made reflectors where they actually cut around the pins, so we don't have that piece of plastic anymore. At least that one was easy. It's good to know that the fitting's absolutely fine. So, okay, yeah. So there's 3 wall lights just along here. There's a maxi spike spot down there, just illuminating up the fence, which I think is quite pretty. I mean, basically all the spike lights are maxi spike spots, which a little bit over the top for this, but I mean, I suppose as it matures, it will, you know, if any of the trees get really, really big, they'll do a really good job of illuminating them, and it certainly gives you a lot of like background illumination. And later on we might actually see some bats around here as well, so you can see quite a few bats. So we'll carry on the tour. So we've got some spike spots going through here, just bringing to life all of these beautiful plants around here. And again, there's actually a tree strap light actually up there. We're actually using the rubber strap, which is actually really cool. Just provides a bit of illumination to like the lower level planting just here. And as we walk round, you'll again find that there's like border spikes here, there and everywhere, all the way around. You see there's some there. I mean, look, you can kind of actually gauge how much illumination, so it's not that dark, right? But that one in there, you can see it's illuminating all the way up through the middle of the trees there. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, so it does a good job for those borders, certainly. Yeah, there's one or two facing down around here. And then carrying on around this side, there isn't really anything. Actually, I remember, now that I say this, I remember there was a light here. There you go. One right here. I'm suspicious now. What is the betting that someone's come round and done the maintenance and been, you know, like trimming all the planting back and has chopped through the supply cable that supplies all this side? Because it's a bit, again, you know, it's another light. All this side, that's not on one driver, there's definitely two drivers at least. So there's definitely something going on here. I don't really know why they're set like that, but I assume there's a reason. There's a basically the sensor is up here and it should, he says, we'll see. If I do that, well, we've got one light on, not that light, and not that one. All right, we've got some work to do. Okay. Ah, there we go. Sweet relief. Ah, so that's interesting. See how the red LED is just like gently glowing. Just gently. We're getting like 1 volt coming out of that. So let's go around the back and have a little look at the driver that's round there and see whether or not everything's all intact and doing what it's meant to. I'm glad I got that light because it's a lot brighter than mine. What would I do without you, TK? What would I do without you? Okay, let's get this box open and see what horrors lie away. Oh, well, so here's the thing, right? Would you say, looking at this box, that we might have a water ingress issue? Just come and have a little gander in here. I think our drivers might have had it because there must be a leak coming in somewhere, probably down the cables. Oh yeah, and this gland isn't really done up at all, so you know, just down the side of the cable or whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's wet. Let's see if we can do what we can do. So I don't really want to have to do this, but my only choice here is to work live. So I'm going to open up the Wago, pull out my line conductor, and then I can pull out the positive and the negative, and let's just see basically with it open circuit whether or not it actually puts out any voltage or not. If it does, then the driver is actually fine. If it doesn't, then the problem is water ingress and it's killed the driver. Nothing. Nah, the driver is dead as a dodo. So guys, this is why you need to make sure that your boxes are fully water ingress protected. Look at this. Just if you come around here again, now look, because I've taken the drivers out now, the state of it. I'm surprised this driver's still working, if I'm honest. It is an absolute mess, and all the Wagos and everything have they're completely saturated. And I would say the problem starts with these glands up here. So that's why these lights aren't working. It's really nice to know though that our lights are working absolutely fine, and it's just problems that are third party. But sometimes I do wonder, you know, like when you get the call or whatever, you wonder whether or not it is anything that's actually to do with the stuff that we really try and test thoroughly. Anyway, I'm going to put this back together, and yeah, just try not to get myself electrocuted. Oh wait, I need to take a picture, because I know I'll get asked later, what happened? Let's get this, there we go, we put that on there. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's stuff all that in there, pop the lid on. The box probably isn't big enough for those two drivers either. Oh, you notice my little technique, because I'm using my screwdrivers too small, I'm putting it in the side and trying to fill the entire slot and rotating, and therefore I don't actually damage the plastic. There's my top tip of the day for you right there. If you don't have a big enough screwdriver, use the full width of the screwdriver as you can. All right, let's get out of this bit. So today we didn't need any spare LEDs, which is nice, really nice. So should we get on and do some nice night photos? What do you reckon? Let's see how this garden actually looks, at least when it's mostly lit. At least it's all lit down that end. So guys, we're now finished, and it was great to find out that it wasn't our lights that were the issue here. There's something else going on. We can organise and get resolved and help the client get the great end result that they really want. Of course, we had a few issues with hinges, but we knew that there was a few issues there that we can easily solve, and we can easily swap those parts out. So hopefully they're all good now, and we'll advise the clients on how to do those up in future. But that's it. I hope you really enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next one.